I'm Jo Martin, a very proud farmer and founder of Rural Business Network, which is a membership organisation for farmers and rural business owners to learn, connect and grow. Today, I am delighted to introduce you to Rural Business Network member Andrew Wattsford, who is the principal broker at Wattsford Commercial Finance based in Northallerton, North Yorkshire, for this, the fourth in the series of Meet the Expert. Andrew, it's so good to see you again. Can you tell me about your early career and how you arrived at starting your own business?
Oh gosh, yes. Well, I started off in farming many, many years ago as a small boy, getting in the way of a local dairy farm up in Northumberland. I don't come from a farming background, and I think I was probably more of a nuisance than anything else, but it gave me an absolute love and area. And I went typically down the agricultural college route. I did agriculture merchanting. I ended up working for Farmway for a few years in their Hexham branch before going into doing finance and business management elsewhere, but I've always sort of retained a key interest in it. But I've done all sorts of weird and wonderful things, from selling stationery to having to being in the travel industry, to working in disability, and ended up in 2007 working for Durham County Council and Economic Development, where I gained a real interest in business advice and business support. And I suppose that's where things have sort of developed from. I was sadly made redundant, and I ended up doing startup loans, startup finance, business coaching, and then thanks to my wife, in 2017 we pivoted into the world of commercial finance after a conversation when she said, "Why can't you do that?" when I came off the phone talking to a client.
You have a wonderful wife behind you. You certainly do. Tell me about what's for commercial finance.
So what's commercial finance? We set up in December 2017, so we've been going for just over 3 and a bit years now. We're an appointed representative of one of the largest networks in the country, and one of the great things that we have is we've got well over 300 different lenders that we work with. Now, this means, in essence, that we work with lenders from Barclays Bank right the way through to Betfred, and not their gambling arm, but their money arm, which is actually called Golden Tree Finance. So it gives a real spread. And what that really does for our clients, it means that we've got a solution for most of our clients, because having that breadth of lenders, not every client that we work with is a round hole which fits into a round plug. Quite often we've got round holes and square plugs, and that gives us the scope and adaptability to really be able to support our clients in the best possible way.
Fabulous. Do you specialize in certain sectors?
Yeah, we specialize in farming. We've got a new venture which is just launching later in the year called Finance for Agriculture. We're really excited about that. That's really getting back to my roots at Farmway. I've always retained a keen interest in farming, although please don't ask me to plough, because I can't do that now for toffee. But I'm looking forward to the challenges of doing it again. So, and it's just been a natural expansion. I think also we get a lot of inquiries from farmers, and I think that what's really interesting is because I've got the T-shirt, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to farmers. I might be a little bit rusty, and I'm quite happy to put a pair of wellies on and walk through a yard. So I've got a lot of things going for me. But Wattsford Commercial Finance is where we started, and it's a great business. And we've now got 3 associates within that business down in the London area.
Sounds like you've done really, really well. And I love the fact that you're sort of being more farm specific, because there's definitely going to be a demand sort of moving forward with the changes that we're facing right now. So what's a typical day for you, Andrew?
Well, I would like to say in a COVID world, it's actually probably just coming into my office and working. And I'm generally in the office from about 8:30 in the morning, and I'm probably here till about 6:30 at night. More importantly, until my wife drags me into the house again, to be fair. And a typical day will cover everything. So if we just look at today, I've actually been working with a farmer down in Norfolk who's looking to relocate up to Scotland. And we're looking at some things which I can't obviously go into. I'm helping a property developer in Birmingham raise some money to buy, well, bought the land, but we're actually now looking to develop 20 houses on a site. So that's quite exciting stuff. And I've been helping somebody with a final Sybil's loan, which is part of the government arrangement fees. And after this, I'm going to be doing somebody's VAT finance to help them to pay for their VAT finance. But it's my son's birthday tomorrow, so I'm under the kibosh from my wife to finish on good time, because there are things that I have to do, including wrapping of presents.
Well, that's the beauty, I think, of working from home. You haven't got too long a commute, I guess, really, during COVID.
It's
What
about 20 feet.
what do you enjoy most about your work?
I think it's the variety. It's really interesting. I enjoy from working with a very simple startup business where it's looking, maybe somebody's looking to diversify, they're looking to go into something brand new. It's helping them through that, through those hurdles and those loopholes that they'll experience. It's also helping them to raise the finance, and it's also to be also a bit of a needle to them in a way, because when people are starting a business or they're looking to raise finance, the worst people you can go and talk to are your family. And the reason behind that is because they will always want to be nice, and they'll want to give you the information that you want to hear, and they don't want to upset you. Whereas I do a lot of mentoring, but I think mentoring should be mixed with tormenting at the same time.
I do like your style, Andrew. I definitely do. So, what's your top tip for farmers who are considering diversification?
I think the thing is, obviously discuss it with the family. Um, Write it all down. Really, I would write down all the benefits. And then I'd try and write down as long a list of, I was going to say disbenefits, but I don't believe there's such a word, of all the negatives. Write them down. And it can sometimes be quite difficult and challenging, because the key thing when you're doing things is you get some great ideas, but at the end of the day, if you're going to sink money into something, you've got to get it to work, because none of us has a bottomless pit. And your first idea is probably going to be the idea that you're going to go for, but write lots and lots of ideas down and work through them as a family, and then go and talk to somebody who's not part of your inner network. Because as I mentioned before, if I go and talk to my wife, she will on the whole tell me what I want to hear. But actually, that's from a business perspective is not necessarily the right thing. And we live in, we're living in rural economies. We're in lockdown at the moment. So, our network of people to go and talk to is actually significantly reduced. So this is where someone like my business can really come and help you to actually work through it. There's no guarantee that it'll be successful, but we've got to try and make it things as successful as possible.
Oh, that's really, really helpful, really useful. Thank you, Andrew. So, how can people contact you?
Well, they can get in touch with me various ways. They can just pick up the phone. My mobile number is 07939 746488, or they can go onto our website, which is wattsfordfinance.co.uk. Those are probably the two easiest ways of getting in touch with me. LinkedIn and all the rest are in there as well.
Oh, Andrew, as always, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. It's been a pleasure too.